I love it when a smartphone comes along and just says, pick me because of this one feature. And that's exactly what this phone does. Should I keep the hat? Some YouTubers wear hats all the time. No. I'm 45. Also, dog walking mud. If you saw that during the intro, that is exactly what it is, I promise. And I'm full of cold. So let's get all that stuff out of the way, but you don't care about that stuff because you've come here for the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. Now, I didn't review the 15 Ultra on this channel because I got the review unit quite late. There was a scarcity thing going on and it kind of made it this mystical phone, this thing that people kept talking about behind the scenes. You know, have you tried the 15 Ultra? Have you seen the camera system? Have you seen what it's capable of? And it was justified. It was it is a really good phone. The camera system is stunning. Now we have the 17 Ultra. We didn't get the 16 Ultra because, I think this is true, Xiaomi didn't want to come across as being one generation behind Apple with the iPhone 17. But this is the 17 Ultra. It has a massive camera bump. It's not particularly cheap. It's very green. The big question is, should you buy it? Who's it for? Before I get into it, just very quickly, if you haven't checked out my weekly newsletter yet, then click that link down below because it's brilliant. I'm going to say that obviously, but there's more content on there that doesn't feature on this channel. There's exclusive giveaways and all sorts of stuff. And it's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. Link down below. Let's get into this. Let's rattle through these specs very quickly. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip, 16 gig of RAM, 512 gig of storage or 1 terabyte of storage, and it is UFS 4.1 storage. In terms of speed increases over the previous generation, that means 20% faster CPU, 23% faster GPU, and peak speeds can reach up to 4.61 gigahertz, which I assume is the clock speed of the chip. There's also advanced cooling with this 3D dual channel ice loop system. There's 50% improved thermal conductivity. The display is a 6.9-inch OLED panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. The battery, 6,000 milliamp hours. It is silicon kryptonite and it has 16% silicon content. It charges at 90 watts wired and 50 watt hypercharge wireless. Pricing, here you go. It's an expensive phone. It's a flagship phone. Those numbers, joking apart, are insane. It just illustrates that the smartphones have just gone into the stratosphere when it comes to their capabilities. What I care about, though, is who is this for? Let's talk about this design because you cannot look past it. It's a very striking phone. This is the starlit green version, which has little flecks of white in it. It's very attractive, I think. Very premium looking, very premium feeling. It's slightly bigger than the 15 Ultra, but it is lighter and slightly thinner as well. But also, this is the first Xiaomi Ultra phone with a flat screen. The previous one had a slight curve, and I think just removing that curve makes it just feel a little bit less bulky, really. Then we have the massive camera bump here, which I really like. It makes it very, very clear what this phone's all about. We have the Leica thing here, which I'll get to in a second. I am getting there, don't worry. I'll do this bit as quickly as possible. The one thing I will say is that if you're coming to this from, let's say, an S-series Samsung or an iPhone, that will take some getting used to because it makes the whole phone a little bit top-heavy. It's not as top-heavy as some big camera-bumped phones I've tested, but if you are coming from a phone that doesn't have a camera bump anywhere near that size, it does take a bit of getting used to, and as you're walking along using it one-handed, just be careful. The good thing is that there's virtually no wobble. A little bit, but nothing like the phones that have their cameras over here, for instance. So if the table wobble thing really bothers you, it should be pretty strong as well, so if you do drop it during your dog walk, it's made from aluminium alloy and high-strength composite fiberglass, and it's protected by Xiaomi Shield Glass 3.0, so if you do drop it, well, it won't be a good day, but in theory it should still be okay. Let's just get to the camera system. Okay, the main camera system is a 50 megapixel 1-inch light fusion 1050L sensor with low-fic HDR technology, and this low-fic thing apparently has an extra capacitor to prevent overexposure in high contrast scenes like fireworks or sunsets. It also has a telephoto with the world's first 200 megapixel 75 to 100 mil mechanical optical zoom. Let's just start there very quickly, because what that means is that if you go into the camera app, we have 3.2x and 4.3x. It's the bit between that that is mechanical. So as you zoom from 3.2 to 4.3, it's not doing any kind of digital thing. That I think that, well, it must be moving. The lens in here you can't see it moving, but it must be doing something. You can hear it. So when you go to 4.3x, there's like a whooshing, a very faint whooshing sound. It doesn't matter. It's not annoying. It doesn't get on your nerves. It doesn't get in the way of doing what you're doing with the camera system. But I've never heard that before. So it's kind of going. And if I go back to 2x, for instance, gone. Silent. Now, 3.2x to 4.3x isn't a massive zoom range. It's kind of like that. But to have that lossless, it's either tractors driving past or people honking their horns. To have that lossless zoom between those two ranges is a world's first, and it's nice. It means that if you're zooming between those two, you know that you're not losing image quality, which is quite nice. In terms of the camera system, guys, this is one of the best camera systems I've ever used on a smartphone, as was the 15 Ultra. It's just a little bit better than the 15 Ultra. They've worked with Leica right from the start, so they've got a new partnership with Leica, which is going to revolutionize the way they make these phones, and the 17 Ultra is the first one that is built off the back of that new way of working with Leica. So it's not just a label. It's not just, we've got a Leica filter on here. It is Leica working with Xiaomi. Now there's two different Leica modes. There's Leica Authentic and Leica Vibrant. Leica Authentic is a bit more contrasty. Leica Vibrant is just a bit more, I guess, colourful. You know, the colours are boosted slightly. There's a bit more saturation going on. I've taken a mixture of photos with both, and I don't think we can label all of these in terms of what they are because I'm not that organised. But it does give you an idea of what this camera does in terms of taking wonderful photos. I don't know what more I can say. They look beautiful. And yes, they're a bit contrasty, even with the vibrant setting turned on, but you can dial that back. You know, you don't have to shoot in those Leica modes if you don't want. Do you? Hang on, do you? I'm saying that. Can you turn Leica off? We'll put a note down here to confirm that, but I don't want to turn Leica off because it's the whole point of this phone, isn't it? And this is a test of the Selfie cam, which shoots up to 4K at 60 frames per second. I've not changed anything. This is the default audio, the default video, the default stabilization. Yes, my dog is running around like a mad thing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. The reason this phone exists, I had a whole spiel after this about performance and battery life and all that stuff. And very quickly, performance, it's a flagship phone. It's, you know, it's got the Snapdragon, the latest Snapdragon, all that stuff. And the battery, in theory, should be wonderful. It has been very, very good. It's 6,000 milliamp hours and it has the silicon. I always call it kryptonite for a laugh, but it's got the latest tech. So it should be wonderful. And it's well beyond a 2-day phone in my experience. What I love about this phone is that it, as I kind of alluded to at the start of this video, it just has one remit, really. It gets everything else right, all the specs, all the the display stuff. It just nails all of that. You can't complain about any of it. But what it does is it says, this is the most important thing. If you want the best camera possible on a smartphone, get this. Whether or not that's true, this is where things get complicated with smartphone reviews because the camera performance is very subjective. You may not like the photos that I've been showing you in this video. You may not like them at all. Saying it's the best camera system ever is a tricky thing to stand by because I can't speak for you. But this is where I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about these photos? Try to take as many as possible in as many different situations as possible. Let me know down below. And guys, let me know if you fancy buying this phone because I think it's going to be very popular. I think I need to do a proper comparison between this and the Samsung S26 Ultra in the next 2 or 3 weeks. What do you reckon? Oh, and if you haven't hit subscribe yet, you know what to do. Cheers.